Hi guys, it's time for another top 3 video. This time, the 3 life cards you want to use with the new promo card that's just dropped. So comment below which card you're going to use with the new promo. And remember to like the video, subscribe for more play turn content, and let's get into it. As always, before we get into our top 3, we're going to give you an honorable mention, and this time it's going to be the Sturgies. It starts off with weapons training, later down the line it gets Divine, and at max level it gets Rust. It seems Life loves to have the combination of one of the abilities, either Divine or Rust. It might just be like a Life go-to ability, but this is definitely going to be a card you need to use with the new promo card, as it's the only Life card currently that has weapons training, so it's the only way you get access to double weapons training. So let's get into the pros and cons. So let's break down why you would and wouldn't want to use Sturgies with the new promo card. It has weapons training, so it's the only way currently with Life you can get a double weapons training out with the new promo card. But if you pair it with it, you will have -4 shields, which would be great when you're coming down to destroying tanks, and sometimes in a mirror match when you're playing Grandmaster Wraith, to get rid of them pesky shields so your magic attacks can get through quite easily. And the Divine ability is just an extra cherry on top to keep it alive once it eventually reaches the first position, as in the combo it'll be the first weapons training card to be in first position, and then obviously it'll be the monster that doesn't attack, and then the new promo at the end. But some of the cons is a new weapons training card in Life will definitely take its place for the sheer fact it has abilities that one already come with the promo card, and 2, Life has abundance of Rust and Divine monsters. It's like the Time Mage is a great card that will get you Rust and -speed, so it's an easier card to play. And in my mind, it's a very low life card, so it can die very easily to like Opportunity, or it can't survive any damage over time rule types. So it's good right now because obviously it allows you to play access to double weapons training. But the minute Rebellion possibly comes out, or a new mini set in Splinterlands comes out, it'll definitely get replaced quite quickly. But some of the rule types you definitely want to play this card in is maxed health, because obviously with the low health, if it gets more life, it would be even better. And if you're in the rule type of +2 shields, with the -2 shields from Rust, it'll be a great option in that rule set. And also in Void Shield, where magic has to hit the shields first, the -2 shields are great. It definitely do well in any rule type that involves the shields, obviously. But some of the bad rule types are obviously any rule type that don't have shields, so like the no shield rule type is definitely gonna be bad. And Poison, because you can put flying in there, but Poison is definitely gonna be the worst one of the 2, because the shield can protect him from flying from at least 1 round. But the Poison would definitely kill it pretty well. And like I said, it's not a great card, it's just a card that could fill the purpose right now. But it's so prone to weapons training opportunity, that it could just die really quickly. And that's why it's an honorable mention, because there's a lot better cards to talk about in the combo, but it's a card you're gonna need in the combo, so it had to be mentioned in here somewhere. Now we got the honorable mention out of the way, let's get into the top 3. And starting off with number 3, we got Evelyn. We've got bag of abilities. We're starting off with Immunity, and then we get Thorns. Later down the line we get Reflector Shield, and then we get Inspire, because this card is pretty good and it's definitely a great support card. And let's break down why you want to use it and maybe why you don't want to use it. So let's break down Evelyn. She can protect your team from blasts, and considering the position she's going to be in, which will be the second from back, she'll definitely protect the rest of the team, as long as you got some form of triage or shield repair to keep her alive. And I think she'll boost all your melee cards up 1 damage. So your tank and your weak position monster, which Life has so many great ones, can get 1+ damage. And if you're using Zyriel, that's an extra ×3 to that 1. So imagine the amount of damage output you can do with this card. It's so amazing. And if you think about it, it's got a great balance of shields and health, so it can be used in so many different aspects. And once it gets into first position, it can survive and put out a little bit more damage with the thorns, and that's just such a great card. But some of the cons of it is the immunity won't be used as much, considering it'll be near the back most of the time. So once it gets to the first position, the immunity will be kind of whatever ability at that point. And it's mainly just a support card, because considering most of its abilities either keep it kind of alive or supports the team to do more damage. And there's better choices to use for the combo that we're trying to do with the double weapon training with the promo card. So this is why it's in the third position, because there's actually not many cards that don't have any damage with life. Some of the wall types you want to be playing Evelyn in is definitely Poison. Considering it's got the immunity ability, it will come in so in handy there, but it takes no damage while everyone else is taking a little bit of damage each round. Another wall type you'll definitely will be playing this card in is Blast. Considering it's got Reflector Shield, if you put it in the second from back and you have another Reflector Shield in the second position, you'll be keeping your team alive while they're putting out so much damage and keeping them all protected from any extra damage coming along the way. And another wall type you want to be aware of putting it in is going to be Magic Reflect and Return Fire. Considering you'll be giving it both magic damage and range damage, you want to be able to protect it, and it can definitely do that in their wall types. When it comes to bad wall types for this card, the only one that really stands out is Back to Basics, because it's super ability based card. If it loses all its abilities, it's just a sitting card not doing any damage. But this is why it's number 3, because there's a lot better options out there, and we're going to get into it right now. And now let's get into the top 2. And for number 2, we got the Pelacor Conjurer, and we all know about this card. He's definitely been around, and he's in the meta, and he's all a part of our hearts. He starts off with Flying, later down the line he gets Magic Reflect, then he gets Divine as a little cherry on top for his abilities, and then at max level he gets Phase, and then magic is not a problem for him no more. So let's get into why he's the number 2 choice to put in for the combo of the new promo, and let's get into why it's so hard to hit this card. So let me break down the Pelacor Conjurer. Not like anyone don't know how great he is already. He's literally one of the most impossiblest cards to hit in the game. Don't know what it is, it might just be the blonde hair on him, but it's just hard to hit. He can dodge all damage types once you get him to max, and then it's just even more abusive. He's definitely one of the best low mana cards, and he allows you to just put in so much other monsters. For just 2 mana, you can put in so much more things in the backline, and you can definitely know your team's protected while he's just dodging all types of attacks. And he's going to be one of the best cards to combo with the new promo, because he's so quick. He's just going to be putting out so much damage straight away, and everyone needs this card maxed. Considering he's the reward card, he's super cheap, and at max level he does so much for your team. When it comes to cons for this card, I can't really think of many, but maybe he don't have shields. That's probably the only con. But if he had shields, maybe he'd be too overpowered. But that's all I can really think about for the cons of this card. He's just too good. Some of the wall sets I'll definitely be playing this card in will be the Earthquake wall set, considering he'll take no damage over time. And Target Practice is another one, considering if you put him in the backline, and at max level he could be dodging all the range and magic attacks that could be coming his way. And definitely another wall type you want to think about is Super Sneak, because if you put him at the back, if outside of the combo that we're trying to talk about with the promo, he'll be dodging all types of things considering how quick he is, and considering sometimes the sneak monsters are kind of slow. Some of the bad rule types for this card is definitely reverse speed, considering how fast the card is. And another one is Back to Basics, considering he's a non-attacking card. If you stripe him with his abilities, he's just a sit-in card doing nothing for your team. And another rule type is going to be Poison, because he's going to, over time, he's going to take loads of damage, and it's not going to be very good for him. The Divine will help, but it will only do so much. But this is why it's the number 2 card, because there's one more card that's just a little bit better than the Pelacor Conjurer, and I think some of you might not know who it is. So we finally reached the number 1 card you want to be using with the new promo card that is just dropped. And we're going to call him Helmet, because the last name is so hard to say. He starts off with Bloodlust and Salvage. There down the line he gets Void, gets Magic Reflect, and then Return Fire at max level. So he'll be returning all backline damage types. But let's get into why you want to be using this card and why it's an underrated card and an unknown card for a lot of people. So let's break down Helmet. He can finally get out his Bloodlust with damage, considering you can give him double weapons training now, and he'll now have magic damage and range damage. And talking about them two damage types, he can reflect both of them at max level, and he can slowly get lives back with his salvage when every monster dies. And he's a little alternative for Conjurer, considering they're both 2 mana. You can throw them both in for different types of advantages for teams. And the Void is just a nice cherry on top, and it might be hard to get out, but it's definitely a nice thing to have, considering once it gets into first position, it might be able to tank a couple of attacks. But talking about the great points, let's get into some of the cons of the card. Without weapons training, it would be kind of hard for the card to be able to get its Bloodlust out, considering the only way to do it is from magic reflect and weapons training. And for me, the Void is kind of just a random ability to have on there, and it will only help once it gets into first position. But considering in the strategy we're trying to play here, it's going to be in the second one back, it will take forever to get in, and only rule types where Scatter Shot and Snap will come into play, and then maybe then it will help there. But apart from that, this card is so amazing, and there's only a few cons I can kind of pull from it, but all the pros you can get from it is so amazing, and it's definitely going to be the card that everyone's going to be wanting to use. But considering it's a Galactus card, it's going to be so hard for people to get to the right level. It's going to be kind of similar to the Soulbound cards. But let's get into the rule types. The rule types you definitely be playing this card in is Target Practice, because then the Void will come into play. And another one's going to be Max Health. Considering it's got Salvage, it can definitely be an abusive card that's gaining health over time while sitting second at back, and every monster before it dying. And another one's going to be Enrage. Considering it's got 4 speed, it's going to be so quick if it gets hit, and considering it's at the back, it could randomly take an opportunity or a snipe attack, and then the Enrage is going to happen, and it's going to be so hard for it to get hit the minute it gets into first position. Some of the bad rule types for this card is definitely going to be reverse speed, considering how fast the card is, and another one's going to be back to basics, considering it feels the same problem with a Pinnacle Conjurer and the third choice pick Evelyn. The minute it loses its abilities, it's useless. It's just going to be sitting there, so it's definitely not going to be played in that rule type there. But it's going to be very interesting seeing the combinations people are going to be playing the minute the promo card becomes widely available to everyone else. But comment below the cards you're thinking of using with the new promo, and remember to like the video and subscribe for more Playtime content, and we'll see you next time.